to A Space to Write. My name is Maria, and this is going to be a 30-minute-ish writing sprint to get you being creative, generating some new ideas, just experimenting, playing, and seeing whatever happens. So I like to use these sessions as maybe a warm-up for working on something longer, like a novel or a screenplay. But they're also great just to get a good amount of focused writing done. If you don't have anything you're working on, this can be a great way to explore new ideas. If you do have something, then this can also be a way to explore ongoing characters and storylines that you're developing. So as always, this writing sprint is broken up into 3 sections. We'll start with some personal journaling, and then we'll do some creative writing with a visual prompt, and then we're going to have a final 15-minute free writing section for you to write whatever you like. You'll be guided the whole time, so I'll give you prompts and some things to think about as we go along. So here in London, where I live, it's just turned autumn, so that's going to be our theme today. Of course, you don't have to be doing this video in autumn, but the idea is that you'll be thinking about the season, writing some stories, and paying attention to some characters who are thinking about autumn, experiencing autumn. So to get us in the mood, I wanted to read a poem that's all about autumn. And it's called Song at the Beginning of Autumn. I got it from my Being Human poetry anthology, which is amazing. I highly recommend it. The author is Elizabeth Jennings. So it's pretty short. I'm going to read the whole poem. Just kind of let the words wash over you. Start thinking about autumn, how autumn makes you feel, and if you connect with anything that the author is exploring in her poem. Song at the Beginning of Autumn. Now watch this autumn that arrives in smells. All looks like summer still. Colors are quite unchanged. The air on green and white serenely thrives. Heavy the trees with growth and full the fields. Flowers flourish everywhere. Proust, who collected time within a child's cake, would understand the ambiguity of this. Summer still raging while a thin column of smoke stirs from the land, proving that autumn gropes for us. But every season is a kind of rich nostalgia. We give names, autumn and summer, winter, spring, as though to unfasten them from the mind, our moods, and give them outward forms. We want the certain, solid thing. But I am carried back against my will into a childhood where autumn is bonfires, marble, smoke. I lean against my window, fenced from evocations in the air. When I said autumn, autumn broke. So I love that. Not only do I love autumn, but I love reading poems about autumn. It's such an evocative season and always brings up these feelings of nostalgia and wistfulness. We know that the spring is going to come, but we also know that there's now going to be a long time between us and it. So the autumn is heralding this period of death and decay and cold. And so this is why I think we love cozy things in autumn, because it's comforting and, helps us to survive what's going to come emotionally now, of course. But in the past, this would have been a kind of iffy time for people who live in the Northern Hemisphere, not knowing if they're going to make it through the winter. So all that to say, welcome to autumn if you're in autumn. If you're not, then let's get ready to explore the idea of autumn and think about what it means to us, to you as an individual, to humanity as a whole. And let's dive in. So we'll start with our journaling reflection. This is going to be 5 minutes, and I want you to reflect on your childhood memories of autumn. If you do not live in a place that has autumn, or you have different seasons, or maybe it's just warm all the time, in which case I'm very jealous of you, just explore your childhood memories from the months that are traditionally associated with autumn. So September, October, November. And as you're recording the memories that come to you, try to use all 5 senses. So don't think too hard. Whatever comes to you first, just write it down. Keep writing. Don't stop for 5 minutes, and that will start now. Okay, 5 minutes is up, so finish the sentence you're on. So maybe it's a little stereotypical, but the memory that came to me was of jumping in piles of fallen leaves. In particular, we had these family friends whose house bordered a park. So every year, of course, the leaves would fall in the park and there were just tons of them. So I have this very vivid memory of going over to their house, and then we all went into the park and they raked together the leaves in the park to make these massive piles that me and my sister and their kid just jumped in, played in, threw leaves at each other. And I have this distinct memory of the piles being so big that it was like swimming. And I feel like this probably only happened once, but with these childhood memories that really stick with us, it's almost like it happened 1,000 times. It's just so vivid. So I'd like to invite you to share your memories if you want to in the comments below. It can be kind of both nice to see what other people came up with, and also maybe you might inspire somebody else. So yeah, feel free to share if you like. Okay, so now that we're a little warmed up, we'll move into some creative writing, and this is going to use a visual prompt. So have a look at this image, and I want you to imagine that this character is reading something that calls to mind an autumn day from when they were younger. You can borrow from the memories that you just explored, or you can come up with something completely different. So this thing that calls to mind an autumn memory for them, is it a journal entry from like an old diary that they find? Is it a letter from another person? Is it a poem like the one that we read earlier? So describe what this thing is that they find, what is the memory that comes, and how it makes them feel. So I'll give you 10 minutes to explore that. As before, just try to keep the hand moving. Don't think too hard to see what comes, and start that now. Okay, 10 minutes is up, so finish the sentence you're on. All right, and now we'll move into the final free writing section. So you can work on whatever you like for the final 15 minutes. If you liked what you were exploring, either in the journaling reflection or in the creative writing we just did, feel free to keep going with that now. You can also bring in a project that you've already got going, so just to work on that. Or if you want some prompts, I've got some prompts. So we've got 3 options of prompts. If you want, you could do some more journaling. And the question for that is, why do you think we humans are so fascinated by changing seasons? Let's kind of explore that. Maybe on a personal level too. What does it mean for you, the changing seasons? Do you feel anything for it, etc.? Or if you want to do some more creative writing, you could write about a small town where every year in autumn, something very strange takes place. Up to you what that is. So, what is this strange thing? What happens? Just write that, see where it goes. Or you could choose another visual prompt, and we've got this image to work from. So my question for you is, what is this person doing outside on such a chilly morning? Or maybe it's evening. You decide. It looks quite autumnal to me, so it could be autumn, but not necessarily. So just think about what's going through their mind. Why are they there? What happens next? So those are your options. Whatever you want to write, you've got 15 minutes to do so. Okay, time's up. So finish the sentence you're on. And that's it. That's the end of the writing sprint. Now, if you are feeling loosened up and inspired, this is a great time to keep writing if you want to, if you have the time. So feel free to keep going with what you were doing now. Feel free to take this energy into another project you've got. Or you can just wrap things up there and be really proud of yourself for having done a nice, solid 30 minutes of creative writing. Before you go, I want to let you know that for the month of October, we're going to be doing some spooky themed writing for a space to fright. So every week, there's going to be some like more horror themed prompts, some creepy, ghosty, spooky, weird, dark prompts. So it's going to be a lot of fun. This is, you may be able to tell, one of my favorite times of year. So yeah, join us. I hope to see you again. And yeah, enjoy and happy writing. Thank you for stopping by.